I think that in today's society, right, comedy has changed so much because everybody has to be so careful,
Yeah.
and everybody's so critical. Uh, how do you right now? Because you still doing comedy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You still doing. You about to go on tour.
Yeah.
You say you're
Yeah.
gonna be in Indianapolis this
Indianapolis
Saturday.
this Saturday. Yep.
Okay. Where can they see you at in Indianapolis?
I'm gonna be, I don't know the theater, but I'm out there in Indianapolis. So if you
Man,
want to
find
find
it.
out, go to my website, christucker.com. You'll see the theater on there and where I'm gonna be at. Yeah.
Okay, bet, man. And I think, but how do you make jokes today that still don't offend anybody?
Well, I made a conscious decision years ago, man. As a young comedian, I just wanted to be funny. I didn't want to be too raunchy. I didn't want to be raunchy at all. And at one point, I said, I want to see if I just want to be funny. I don't want to have the cussing be a scapegoat or
Right.
be a crutch.
Right.
So it's just me. It's just everything I do. I try to do it the best I can. But like I said, you go to my show, you might hear some cussing
yeah.
words because cussing to me it is an emotion. But since I made that decision years ago, it helped me because my show is not relying on cussing. It's not
Right.
relying on a raunchy joke. And I see a lot of young comedians go straight to like raunchy stuff.
Right.
And I'm older now, so I do take that in consideration. But I say, well, they didn't have to do that. Maybe if they had a stronger joke, they could have just made it funny instead of.
Right.
But they going to the easy stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I think it's easier to cuss throughout your whole show, and to be real raunchy throughout your whole show. And I always knew that as a young comedian. So I said I got to get funnier stories or more interesting stories as a young comedian. So now I don't have that problem, insulting anybody. Because I did that years ago. I said, no, I just want to be straight funny. When you come to my show,
Right.
it's going to be about me. It's gonna be about what I'm experiencing, and it's gonna be straight funny. And if a cussing word come out of here and there, you ain't gonna even notice it because
Right.
my story stuff gonna be so strong that you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I know why he said that because he was
Right.
upset about that, and we gonna move on. So it don't affect me, and I think the comedians who do go really, really raunchy and all that stuff, if you're a good comedian, you got to switch it up and deliver, do it another type of way. Because sometimes you got to do clean shows,
Right.
corporate shows. So it shouldn't matter as a comedian. Sometimes you go to a club, you can be as loose as you want. Sometimes you do corporate stuff, you can't be that loose. You
That's right.
you gotta be smart and be clever and creative and get that show done the way they want to get it done or whatever.
Yeah. Now listen. Now we here expeditiously. We are bound by obligation to attack the conversations and have the discussions that we feel can push the culture and the generation forward. And you just mentioned that you made a conscious decision early in your career as a young comedian to go away from profanities and to commit yourself to clean comedy, right?
Yeah.
What was it that you went through in your life? What defining moment kind of presented itself to you to make you make that decision?
Well, that's the only way you can get better, if you give yourself challenges.
Right.
And success came real fast. I did Fridays, then I did I did Def Jam. That
More
was
money.
that got me
Not
money
more
talks.
money talks.
Money talks. So I was on the road touring. Everything came really fast, and I didn't want to get in it was just me. I knew in my spirit. I said, okay, if you want to get good, you're gonna have to don't have no crutches. Just go straight. Take care of some, get some stuff out of the way, and just go straight funny. So. That was one of the things. Just always wanted to evolve, and
That's right.
and I think by me making that decision years ago, that's how I evolved. Yeah, man, just wanted to be better as a person and spiritual.
Yeah.
Spiritual. I was raised in church. I was raised. People think, hey, man, I heard you just got saved. No, man, my mama made me go to church since I was 5 years old, and I'm glad she did because that made me who I am today, man. Because those choices I knew I could make because I had that spirituality always in me. Even when I was doing Def Jam and when I did Fridays, when I did all that, it was part of me. It was who I was. So I just evolved into who I am right now. So those things, I thank my moms for that, for raising me in church and all that, and having those morals, those spiritual things, those decisions that it's good to make, man. It's good to make because it helps you.
Right. I mean, I think that you were one of the, I guess, first people of the generation, at least my generation, to present themselves as the young legend of today. when you got on stage at Def Comedy Jam and said, "I'm pissed off, man."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like from that point, I was talking to Donnell Rollins about that. And from that point forward, we knew you were going to be a star.
Oh, thank you.
And to make a conscious decision to, enhance the presentation of your spirituality without sacrificing who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How, like, most people, especially young people right now, feel like if they show or enhance or let people see, if they do anything to change other people's perception of themselves and not be the toughest guy in the room, not be the loudest guy in the room, not, say the most curse words in the room, they think that's a sacrifice of themselves. How did you view it differently?
Well, you got to be bold, man, and I'm at the point. I was at the point that you can't care. I never cared about. I'm not trying to impress nobody. I'm trying to impress God.
That's
and
right.
I always been like that. I'm like, oh well, if you don't think I'm funny, then that's okay. If you don't like me, I really don't care, because it's like you didn't make me, you can't break me.
Nobody never not like Chris Tucker, though, man.
Yeah,
I've never heard that.
And that's just God's favor, And I'm always been like, I'm trying to. I got to a point like I'm just that bold. Like I'm trying to impress God. Everybody else, I really don't. Secondary, don't care. So that's why I made that decision, and it bettered me. It's like an investment that you make. You gotta make it early, and then when you get to a certain age, then you're gonna reap the benefit. You're like, oh, okay, people thought I was crazy then, but now, and they probably still think you crazy, but now it's like, oh, I'm a whole nother person.
Yeah.
And I've learned so much from making those decisions. It's decisions in my life that I made that I know that changed my life. When I moved to LA in '92, and nobody knew what I was gonna do, they was like, "What are you gonna do? What you gonna do?" Like, I'm gonna do stand up. I'm moving to LA. Oh, okay, all right. That was a turning point.
Okay.
And the other one was when I decided to say, you know what, I'm not gonna cuss as much as all the other comedians. I'm gonna be different.
So the idea was not to curse as much.
I didn't say I didn't ever say I wasn't gonna cuss, but people want to say, oh, you don't cuss no more. And I said, well, that's what you want to think. Go ahead and run with it. I don't care. I don't care what's the consequence. I don't care. This is what I want to do.
Right.
And any day I know what I'm doing. I'm not gonna cuss as much. And then it got to a point I said, I don't need to cuss because I'm funny without it.
Yeah.
Because when I think when you're naturally, you just do it. So. And if it comes out, it's just because it naturally came out, not because it was a crutch that I'm using every two words because I don't have no jokes or whatever. I don't have nothing to say. So that was a decision that I made that now I see that it paid off. It was those bold decisions that nobody do.
Right.
And I said, oh man, that made me become a man, because a lot of people,
Sacrifice.
everybody ain't gonna agree with that.
Sacrifice.
Like when Richard Pryor said, I'm not gonna say the N-word no more.
Right.
Everybody was like, wait a minute, man, we want you to be Richard, man. Why you not gonna say the N-word no more?
Right.
Richard went to Africa. He came back. He felt something. It was between him and God and his feeling, and that people loved him. They love him now more because he made that decision, because they realized he had some feelings. He had a heart, even though all
conviction.
the things he said. Yeah, he had conviction, and it takes people a while to understand that.
Yeah, I've gone through my own little share of, of criticism as of late, and it has brought me to, two philosophies that I really lean on. One is you can't give people with the least amount of information the most consideration.
Yeah.
I can't consider people in their opinion of me who have the least amount of information about me. Yeah. We got to focus on, like you say, you focused on God, who knows everything.
Yeah.
All right, God and the people who actually know us.
Yeah.
Who can attest for our personalities and our character and our integrity. Those are the people. And the second philosophy, and I've said this many times, I'll say it again. If you live for the cheers, you will die by the boos.
That's right. That's right, man. That's the truth.